I'm Michelle.
I'm Chris.
And I'm SP from the Starling Tribune,
a podcast member of the Gonna Geek Network.
Just like the show you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of each individual host.
Check out all the other podcasts at gonnageek.com.
And get ready because geekiness begins in
3,
2,
1.
Welcome back to the IntelleXual Podcast. I'm your host, David S. Dawson. I'm so pleased that you are joining us once again on the show. Today's episode is the return of actor, writer, and all-around funny guy, Jordan Jacobo. It's a great chat. We actually live streamed this one. This was the first episode that we have live streamed on our Facebook channel. Going into 2019, this is going to become a regular thing for the show. We will be live streaming our episodes, most of them, not all of them, but many of our episodes every month will be live streamed video on Facebook. And as we work the kinks out, it'll also go out on our website and on YouTube and potentially other venues as we figure out the technology. But we're very excited, and we want to thank Voice and Video Sales and Rentals here in San Diego for their generosity in sponsoring the show and providing us a place to have a home. For the first time in 6 years of this show, we have an actual home for the podcast, and that's incredibly exciting. Also, it's the holidays, so while you're out there getting ready for Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or whatever it is you celebrate, we want to wish you all the very best and safe travels as everybody travels around the country. We will be dropping a Christmas episode as we usually do the week of Christmas. This year we're going to try and do something different. Usually I read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," which I will do once again. But I'm trying to get the rest of the hosts of the podcast on board with doing a whole episode full of holiday cheer, and we'll see if we can put that together for you before the Christmas holiday. So if you go to gonnageek.com/Discord, you can come chat with the Gonna Geek Network podcast hosts and listeners on our new Discord server. There's a channel for every Gonna Geek show, as well as some general channels for all your geeky chat needs. Again, you can find us on the Discord servers at gonnageek.com/Discord. And if you haven't checked us out, be sure to like us on Facebook at IntelleXual Entertainment. You can check out information on the podcast there and all sorts of information on IntelleXual Entertainment. The short films that we produce, our TV version of the IntelleXual podcast called the IntelleXual Talk Show that we did last year, and much more. We do so much stuff during the year, and you can find all sorts of information about what we're up to at IntelleXual Entertainment on Facebook. You can also follow us on Instagram at IntelleXual Entertainment, or you can follow us on Twitter at The IntelleXual. If you enjoy this episode or you enjoy other episodes of the IntelleXual Podcast, be sure to give us a review on iTunes. Your reviews on iTunes are very helpful in growing the audience of the show, and we really appreciate it. And good, bad, whatever it is, every review is helpful because we can learn from bad ones, and we can certainly benefit from good ones. And we appreciate you taking the time to let us know and let others know what you think of the IntelleXual Podcast. And now, we're going to get right back into it with Jordan Jacobo, post-live stream on the IntelleXual Podcast.
Talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. The IntelleXual Podcast starts now.
Hey, welcome to the IntelleXual Podcast. We are only about an hour behind schedule.
Only.
We're here at Voice and Video, and we are working on getting ourselves up and running as a live stream show. This is a big technical day.
Yeah.
We had a piece of hardware that just decided not to work today. It worked 2 weeks ago when we were testing in the space, but you can't control technology. I'm your host, David S. Dawson. Hopefully you can hear me. And
I'm your host, Whitney Wegman.
And we're here.
Yeah.
With Jordan.
We sure are.
Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Hey, hi. Thanks for having me.
Oh.
You know, look, don't be so hard on yourself. It only took us an hour and a half to iron out the problem. So technically, you're getting better, I remember one time, why revisit the past? It's ugly, but we're here now, so that's all that counts.
Well,
Thanks for having me.
Speaking of the past, I'm just going to jump straight in.
Oh, no.
You're on the show because you've got a new podcast out.
Oh, yes. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Which is nothing but bringing up the past, really.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. So the podcast is called You Are Gonna Die Alone. It's a U and an R and then Gonna Die Alone for whatever reason.
For the sake of making you not have to feel on the spot to describe it.
Okay.
Let's roll a video and we'll see if that'll work. We'll give that a try.
Yeah.
That's much better.
Testing.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Kristen Chandler.
And I'm Jordan Jacobo.
Hey, check out our new podcast.
You're Gonna Die Alone.
It's coming July 30th, 2018. Monday.
Yeah, it's probably Monday.
Hey, what's You're Gonna Die Alone?
It is an exploration of the most tumultuous and ultimately disastrous relationships in human history.
But are we experts, you ask?
Well, we are chronically undateable, so yes, of course we're experts.
Hey, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I said that already. At You Are Gonna Die Alone.
And check us out at your favorite podcatcher, wherever you can get podcasts, get us there.
Monday, July 30th, 2018. Check us out on iTunes and your mom's house and your dad's and go.
Yeah.
So that's
there it is.
I
That's the long and
enjoyed
the short
the
of it.
little tombstone saying couples suck. What made you guys decide to do this?
Funny story. I guess I'm not supposed to say, but whatever. So Kristen had just had a very ugly relationship thing happen to her, right?
This is Kristen Chandler.
Kristen Chandler, my co-host, sorry, had just had a very ugly relationship thing go wrong. And I, later that evening, also had an ugly relationship thing go wrong right in front of Kristen. I mean, this woman made a scene, whatever. So we were talking about how depressed we were and how bleak life is and how awful everything is and everything is doom and gloom and dying. And she said, we should do a podcast. And I said, yeah, okay. She goes, we should do it on how horrible relationships are. And I said, that sounds fantastic. And Allie Lennox, our producer, was right across the way. And she goes, I'll produce it if you do it. And I said, well, then let's do it. So we did. I mean, it was mostly the booze talking, but when we sobered up, it was still a great idea.
Well, because let's talk about what you know, right? You suck at relationships.
I'm the worst, So we decided to call it You're Gonna Die Alone because we are. And it's right up our alley,
How long did it take you to prep each episode? Because you guys actually do a bit of research going in. I mean, our show, we don't research anything.
By the seat of our pants.
It's all by the seat of
Must
our
be
pants. Yeah. I like my pants,
Yeah, sure.
But you guys actually have to go in and kind of at least have a cursory understanding of what happened with these various celebrity couples. Like, how long do you spend on research generally? And do you all share the load, or is somebody pulling more weight than the rest?
Be nice if we did, wouldn't it? It'd be great if we shared the load. That'd be cool. No, I spend between 10 to 15, it's closer to 15 hours meticulously researching these people because here's the thing. Like, we want to do certain couples, right? Mm-hmm. And so people go, oh, I know about Charles and Diana. Okay. So I have to dig deeper to find out stuff that people may not know about Charles and Diana. And it's a huge pain in the ass. But I'm so paranoid about it just being run of the mill, So, yeah,
it's probably easier to do it for older couples like back in the 80s and 70s and stuff than for more recent couples, right? Because with the information age that we're in now, I would imagine it would be harder to find stuff that people don't know about a modern day couple who's having problems.
You know what? You would think so, but people don't really do the research. I mean, I will dig deep into tons and tons and tons of articles, And so even when someone looks into, let's say there's an incident, right? People will go to Radar Online or they'll go to Perez Hilton and they'll read about that incident. But they'll only get but they'll only get it from one source. I go through so many sources and I'll get everybody's different opinions, And look, I love speculation. It's fun, right? And so I'll look into that. I mean, I try to do as thorough research as I can.
How do you choose your couples?
We pretty much crowdsource it. So we put it out to people and we go, look, who do you guys want to hear about? And they send it. They send it in. However, once they send it in, Kristen and I have to agree on the couple because there's some couples that I wanted to do that she said absolutely not, and vice versa. So
what couple did she not want to do? This is a different show, so you can tell us.
I get that it's ugly. Things did not end well between OJ and Nicole Brown Simpson. I get it. Look, I get it.
Oh man, yeah, that you got to do that show.
Here's my argument. Okay, these people, things obviously got ugly, but what happened for him to look? I've had exes before, but I haven't tried to murder them because things have not gotten that bad.
Allegedly.
Yeah, and also things have gotten that bad.
But OJ, maybe you were Nicole. Have exes tried to murder you?
Once or twice, but my thinking is they were unsuccessful, and if I was really that bad, their heart would have been fully committed. So
you got lots of fans on in the chat.
Do I? Well, thanks people for tuning in.
You're Gonna Die Alone is a hit.
Look, I hope so. We're trying our best. So anyway, we're going to do OJ and Nicole, and I want to talk about because look, yeah, she was a victim, sure, and nobody's taking that away from her. But she clearly wasn't perfect, Obviously, OJ was a little worse because he murdered her. But what did she do? What was her part? They say their relationship was insane.
Yeah, everything I've ever read up on them was ugly all the way around.
Yeah.
Beautiful people being very ugly to one another.
I'm not saying she had it coming. And I still am not saying that. I'm just, things happen. So I want to get to the root of it.
Oh my gosh. Now's probably a really Allie Lennox. We are not doing OJ and Nicole.
Not with that attitude, Allie.
I think now's a good time to point out that we are live streaming. So people, this is not normal for our show.
Yeah.
We've done, I think, exactly one live stream of our show in the past. It was the 200th episode. And it was a lot of fun because everybody got to interact. So everybody, you can interact. Steve Schwartz says it was OJ's son. Thanks, Steve. Anybody who's listened to the show for a long time knows what that means.
Okay.
So please interact with us. Drop any questions you have for Jordan, especially if you got questions for Jordan about his co-host, Kristen, because I'm sure that'll make her squirm.
Oh, I know for a fact she's watching right now. And she's been very anxious for us to get this going so that, she can get out of the way early.
Well, you kept saying
Kristen
you were surprised
commented
she was watching.
Well, who is posting as You're Gonna Die Alone?
Yeah, because Allie's posting as herself.
Then that must be Kristen. If Allie's posting as herself.
Hi, Kristen Chandler.
Hello.
Hi, Kristen.
Kristen was on the show recently when she was in the
Yeah,
show with you.
because we did a show out in La Mesa together.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulled 3 different characters in that show. She was running around like crazy.
That show is all about relationships, too.
And a lot of them very dysfunctional relationships at that.
Yeah.
People love
Oh, you came out to see the show.
It was a great show. I was there on opening night. She was very good. You were very good.
Oh, thanks.
It was a great show. It was a great show. And yeah, it was right up the alley. What was it called? Lovesick or something? Or?
Lovesick. Yeah, and it was basically little vignettes that took you through meeting all the way through marriage and then divorce, but it was different characters for each one, but they're all intertwined.
So when you guys decided to do You're Gonna Die Alone, had you thought about doing a podcast before, or was it really just a spur of the moment decision to do it?
I got to be honest. The first podcast I was ever on was your podcast.
Yeah, the IntelleXual right here, Jordan Jacobo.
And I had a goddamn blast, even if you got my name wrong then and did it again just now. Yeah, it's, it's still fun. Jordan Jacobo or Jacobo as my parents prefer. What do they know? I had a very good time on that.
I don't like the soft
interview.
to hard.
Okay, well, I'll let my parents know. We'll get the process of changing the pronunciation of our name.
Your dad's not going to mind. I'm Polly, and it's all fine.
My father loves you.
When you say Jacobo, I just think of him as corn. So Jacobo.
Jordan on the Cabo.
Not as corny.
Yeah.
Jordan
Nicely
on the
done.
Cabo.
Nicely done. Yeah. So I was on your podcast for the first time, and I had a blast, and look,
they're asking if we can increase the volume on the output, guys.
I was trying to get Mike's attention, but
yeah, just talk to him. It's fine.
Okay. Look, I got a big mouth, right? And I like to talk, so a podcast seemed like the natural thing for me. You know what I mean?
You do like to talk. You and I, we actually got to work together this past week, and we didn't get a lot of sleep at night because we couldn't stop shutting up talking to each other.
Oh,
It
good
was
Lord. I can
hilarious.
only imagine. I've been around both of you individually.
You should have seen it. So we were roommates, right? Although it was nice for Dave because he got a king-size bed and I got a tiny rollaway that was shoved into the corner, right? So meanwhile,
I
put Jordan in a corner.
I said we could alternate. But Jordan's like, no,
you didn't mean it.
I did.
Look, meanwhile, he looked like king of the castle while I had it was the equivalent of a dog bed at his feet, right? You know what I mean? It was, I didn't know. It was an odd,
We fed you. It's all good.
We did. I had to wake him up once at 2 a.m.
You got
because
a
I
doggy
needed
bed?
to go to the bathroom, but it was comfortable,
To be walked.
Yeah, but we hung out. We talked all night. The first night we were chatting it up, right?
We were up till like 3 a.m.
Yeah, and I was like, what time is it? Oh my God, let's go to bed. It was fun,
He
though.
looks at the clock. He's like, you know what time it is? I'm like, yeah, looking straight at the clock. I'm like, yeah, it's 2:30. He's like, what are we stewing up? I'm like,
I don't know.
just talking.
It's fun, though.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's fun. So that was good.
So, okay, back onto your show. Clearly, people are interested and enjoy your show.
They said sound is better.
What has been the response overall? Like, have people? Do you guys have audience like call in or send you messages or?
So we pre-record them. Obviously, we send them out. We did one live show, which was great. But for the most part, we do encourage a lot of audience interaction. So we do encourage the audience to write in, tell us what they thought, suggest couples, like I said, and pretty much just the what?
Irreconcilable differences.
Oh, yes. We have this thing called irreconcilable differences, right? Let's say you meet someone and they're perfect in every way, but there's one thing that may bother you about it. Do you take it off the table or do you go with it? So we have people send in, because ours suck, but some of the ones that have been sent in have been fantastic. So that's one of those things.
Well, so wait, do you have irreconcilable differences, like things that you're just like, no, it's a no-go?
I have got to, yes. I was dating a girl one time, right? And she was perfect in every way, except for she wouldn't get a lot of my movie references. So I said, do you watch a lot of films? She's like, oh yeah, I love films. I go, oh, good, great. But just basic films she hadn't seen, which I can
Sounds
deal
like
with
somebody
that.
else in the room. Mikey P.
Mike Peterson. You and I are finished, Mike. We're never dating again. And so that was, I need somebody that's on, look, I was hanging out with all these kids all week, right? And it was all movie references all the time.
What do you call us?
The cool kids?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Because, we get each other. We understand each other. I can't deal with, that's just my thing,
No, it was great working with you all week because it was just all movies all the time. It was fun.
It was a blast. It was a blast. You missed out, Whitney. You missed out.
Oh, I'm sure I did.
And Chris Zabo was on that show with us too. So it was just like, it was amazing. It was such a good
Allie
time.
wants to know, what is David and Whitney's irreconcilable differences?
My irreconcilable difference?
Yes. What's the one thing that she's perfect in every way except for blank. What can you not put up with? What is the deal breaker there?
She voted for Trump.
Ooh.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Although-
Simple as that, man.
I met a girl this last summer who voted for Trump, and she was so beautiful. Hateful, racist, but just a real looker,
So you're just looking for a hate.
Yeah. It's a judgment call.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
long-term
I can
versus
understand
short-term.
that, but that's
Yeah.
short term. Like, we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
long term, right? Like, that's what an irreconcilable difference is about.
Yeah.
It's whether you can go long term, right?
That's
you can
what
put
it
up with
is.
a lot of crap short term.
Oh, absolutely.
Long term's different question. With
Mine is a super real one. So
this happened to you.
this happened to me. I had an ex who was going to donate his seed to another couple that we knew. And he and I had been dating for a really long time. And I told him that would be my deal breaker, because if we were going to continue this and have kids together, we were going to have them together. And so that was my, that one.
So what happened?
Well, I'm married to a different guy now, so.
That explains.
very happily so at that.
Yeah, very happy.
So my brother-in-law, Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
He this is more of a pet peeve of mine, but it would absolutely apply here as well.
Okay.
It's like, I can't stand someone who chews out loud.
Ooh.
That stuff just, just want to kill somebody when I hear them eating like that.
So it's like a huge thing.
It's a huge thing. It's a huge pet peeve with me. But that goes either way. Like, I don't have to be interested sexually in a person for me to get really, really pissed off by it.
Okay, so just anybody. That's your deal breaker with any single.
Oh, so now we're going into pet peeves.
So if you really just don't want me around, just eat something very loudly.
Good to know.
Smack those lips as much as you can, and I will leave. I will vacate the premises.
Wow.
If we're going into straight up pet peeves, people who dog ear books make me want to punch them in the face.
Yes, that's the worst. Don't deface a book. Get a bookmark or just anything.
Yes.
Bill, a letter.
They have a thing
Don't
for
destroy
this.
a book. Yeah, it's the worst. Yeah, I'm with you.
So Allie Lennox says, "Oh hell no, Whitney. That sperm belongs to you, not a sharer."
Wow. I mean, not anymore. And I think our current husband wouldn't agree.
I don't remember the last time somebody brought up sperm on the show.
I said seed.
Leave it to Allie Lennox.
You did say seed. You're a very classy lady. Allie, however, not an animal.
But yeah, outside of that, which was a very extreme scenario, I mean, I feel like there's not a whole lot of people who dog ear books.
Yeah, I hear it. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of racist ladies.
Yeah, I've never dated a racist, so can't really.
Look, I like racial humor. You know, I can deal with some, if it's, in context and stuff, you know what I mean? But like, if somebody really does hate race, it's like, oh, that's really not going to work out. My skin's pretty brown. It's not,
Yeah.
It's fine. My stream here is kind of collapsing, so I'm going to leave it to that.
Okay, yeah,
Let us know when people are chatting.
Sure.
I did see that Lou Martinez and Laura Boleyn have joined us. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So one other thing we wanted to talk to you, since you've been on our show in the past, you came on to talk about Jordan hates. Since then, you've gone all respectable-like and hopped on the KPBS train with Jordan loves.
Yeah, I mean,
before you say anything, let's go to the tape. Let's see a little bit of Jordan loves.
I'm Jordan, and I love San Diego this much. I'd love it even more, but my arms don't go out any farther. The question, of course, remains, who invented the California burrito? Some call them microbreweries, I call them awesome. And so today, KPBS and I would like to propose a radical new series. It's called Jordan Loves. And as the name suggests, it's a warmer, friendlier take on the people, places, and things that make San Diego one of a kind. From the murky origins of the California burrito to the less than regal beginnings of La Jolla Sea Caves, San Diego is full of hidden gems that the average person may not know about. But luckily you're with Jordan, and I'm the coolest. Oh God! If I owned part of this place, I'd be here every day. It's estimated that the airport handles about 540 operations a day.
Border X features craft beers inspired by traditional Mexican beverages.
There's also a reasonably priced taco stand in the back to help you sober up after. But one of the landmark's more interesting features is the park that lays just under the east end of the bridge. The love of this local delicacy is a surefire way to bring San Diegans together.
Anyway, thanks for hearing me out. And thank you for your support. With your help, we can create a fun, humorous series worthy of KPBS. And above all, I promise not to let the fame go to my head.
Here's your sandwich, sir.
This doesn't look like roast beef.
Well, it looks like they didn't have roast beef.
Well, it looks like you're out of a job. Clean it up! Oh.
That's the end of the video. Hey,
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
Okay,
We're hearing that there might be some issues with the stream, so I don't know if we're still live or not. Mike, how's it looking on there?
Right now,
Okay,
so we are live.
It buffers sometimes. Okay,
This keeps going in and out.
What do you mean?
It says connects. It'll go to the video and then go connect live to the AR. Then also you're live again. So it's super patchy.
Interesting.
So we are
live streams are fun. We're broadcasting.
Who even knows? Like,
A little bit.
Yeah, we'll just keep going. The fun things of technology, right? Yeah.
I can barely send a goddamn email, so I'm nobody to judge, But really, get your shit together.
But Jordan loves. Tell me a little bit about Jordan loves. What motivated you to drop all the hate?
Well, money mostly. I like to make money, so they threw.
KPBS gave you money?
Oh, they threw wads of cash at me. I'm kidding, they didn't. But look, here's the thing.
Threw wads of change at you, more like it.
KPBS has treated me very fairly. And so what happened was I actually tried to push Jordan Hates on KPBS, and they're like, we can't. Come on, it's KPBS. We can't. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. And they go, but Jordan Loves maybe. I'm like, Jordan what? that's
I've been building a brand.
Yeah, I was like, love. Not even I believe in that Xanadu. But I said, okay. They said, give us a proposal. We'll see. So I did. I said, because they said, well, what do you think it would look like? I go, I can't even begin to imagine. I'm cynical. I'm mean-spirited. So for me, it was out of my realm of. So I did it, and they said, all right, well, we'll give you some money for a pilot. And I said, okay. So I put the pilot together, and it was fun, and I asked them. I said, can I still be cynical? Can I still be? They said, yeah, keep it funny, I guess. And I said, all right. So they liked it. So they said, we'll take a couple episodes. So that was that.
Cool.
Is your hates list longer than your loves list, or has your loves list grown since you're doing this?
My loves list has grown, but my hate lists, it is tough. Look, here's what's different. With Jordan Loves, I pick something in San Diego I really enjoy, right? Like a hidden aspect of San Diego that people may not be aware of. So I go there. I do a lot of research. I check it out. I talk to people, It's more polished and it's more family friendly. With hates, look, I don't like it. Look, this water bottle. So I'll turn the camera on and I'll bitch about the water bottle for 45 minutes and it shoots itself, And, and that one's, look, Jordan Hates is on YouTube. YouTube, you can put any kind of conspiracy craziness out there. You know what I mean? Is the world flat? Who knows? Yeah, people, the weirder, the better. You know what I mean?
The less polished, the better on YouTube.
It's incredible. It's true. I could fart into the lens for 2 minutes and people would be like, oh, this is bravo. Because it's YouTube. Meanwhile, I put a polished thing together. You know what I mean? I really put effort into it. And I'm like, we can't be bothered. So whatever, YouTube. More crap coming your way. Meanwhile, KPBS has a higher standard. So I actually had to put a crew together and I had to get a producer. Allie Lennox is also my producer on that. And without her, I couldn't have done it because she keeps everything together because I can't. I can't keep organized. Yeah, I can't even think of the words organized. That's how, out of the loop I am. So, but yeah.
Do you think since you had to soften your image up, that bringing on a female producer to kind of rein you in a little bit was helpful?
I mean, that's not why I did it. But yeah, I think it did help because she did.
I'm not saying that's why you did it. I'm just asking if having a female kind of to balance you out a little bit like that was helpful or not.
I didn't think about it, but now that you mention it, yeah, actually, because
I don't think I'd have reined you in.
I don't think so either.
As a matter of fact, when I heard you were changing the name to Jordan Loves, I wrote you up. I'm like, what the hell's this shit? You were like, KPBS. I'm like, you shouldn't be there.
Well, so many times I did want to go, I ran the risk of sort of going back into the dark side. Now they would go, look, KPBS is not going to appreciate that. And honestly, if you want to appeal to a wider audience, keep it nicer, keep it friendlier. And so I did, and I'm grateful for that. But it's also very difficult because I have a propensity to, fly off the handle over stupid stuff. So I guess I need somebody to rein me in. Nobody reins me in for Jordan Hates, and look at that disaster. So I don't know.
So Jordan, I'm curious, when did you start getting into doing your own videos? At what age? And at what age did you figure out that you enjoyed and were good at comedy?
Well, okay. As a kid, I was always a real pain in the ass. And my father made me very aware of it, And so, he wouldn't let me touch the microwave because I'd break it. But to get me off his back, he gave me miraculously full use of the video camera. So you go make a movie. So I would. So I'd spend all day just making movies, and I loved it. I enjoyed it. I've always liked film, So I kind of learned my craft that way. I mean, not craft really, right? Because I'd made movies with stuffed animals and then I went to film school and I learned how to actually make films. But I've always enjoyed doing it. But really, my father wasn't trying to nurture a talent. He was just trying to get me out of his hair and we had to leave him the hell alone. But it was a happy accident that I took to filmmaking. But I like it. I've always enjoyed telling stories. I've always enjoyed comedy. And honestly, I like dramas. Okay, they're great. They touch something inside you. But for me, I don't want to teach anybody anything. You know what I mean? Because I go, who am I to teach somebody a lesson? You know what I mean? I'm not that profound. I'm shallow as a kiddie pool. So for me, I just want to. If I can make somebody laugh, cool. I've done my job. Because it's like nobody goes, Jordan, tell us something deep. What am I going to tell you? But they go, Jordan, make me chuckle. That I can probably do. And so
I don't know. You get pretty deep on You're Gonna Die Alone.
yeah, but inadvertently, you know, it's about stuff that's happened.
Backstory. Kristen makes me get there.
I mean, look,
it's all these women you're surrounding yourself with. They're softening you up.
Let's never speak of that. I don't think that's the truth. If anything, they pass a lot of judgment on me. I mean, Allie thinks I'm an animal, you know, and look, just listening to the podcast, Kristen pretty much disagrees with 92% of the things that I say. I mean, I can barely open my mouth around it without her contradicting me and telling me what a cynical beast I am. Half the time, though, she's right, you know? She has a way of laying things out for me and making me see things from a perspective that I hadn't. And so 9 times out of 10, I'll go, I guess you're right, you know?
Do you think that goes vice versa? Do you think you actually help Kristen see?
No, nothing gets through to that woman. Nothing. She's very hard-headed. You know, I'm trying to help her see reason. She doesn't care. That's why she's going to die alone. I'm sorry, but it's...
Why are you going to die alone, Jordan?
Oh, because I'm the worst. Yeah, I'm very personally unpleasant. You know, I make jokes that people may not appreciate. In the end, I like to amuse myself, and that's not always amusing.
So you'll be amusing yourself forever, is what you're saying.
Look, I'm going to have to, right? Because who else is going to do it? Nobody can stand to be in my presence. I roomed with this guy for 4 days, and toward the end, he was like, look, man, I just, you know, this may not be working out, the situation.
That's a load of crap. At the end of those 4 days, I gave you my sacred script to read and wanted your honest opinion because I valued your opinion that much at the end of those 4 days.
See, he used me. He used me for feedback.
Yeah, now they're all matchy-matchy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're best buddies. Look at this. Yeah, we're twinsies, baby. No, it was fun. Look, I don't know. My parents have pretty much accepted the reality that, my father was telling me, look, let me tell you this. My brother's 7 years younger than me, right? And he last month just proposed to his girlfriend. Now, the family members that don't know me too well, like, when are you going to get married? But everybody that does know me well is like,
it's not going to happen.
It's not for you, right? It's not even, you know. And for a while, they were like, hey, are you gay? Which I think they would have preferred to the reality of, hey, you're pretty goddamn unpleasant.
Yeah. 3 years ago, I went back to the Philippines with my mom, and it was the same sort of thing. All the family there, like, you know, you're 40 years old. You know, why aren't you married? When are you going to get married? I don't have any interested parties, and I'm not particularly interested myself. Are you gay? It's almost like hoping.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
but you're gay though, right?
I'm like, not really. You know, and they go,
You guys, you know, like either way, even if you guys got married, the questions that still happen only now would be, oh, you guys are married. When are you going to have kids?
Oh, you're right. It's a good point. Maybe I'll just crank out some kids, you know, if I don't already have some.
My mom got to a point, actually, where she was like, look, if you don't want to get married, that's fine, but at least have kids. I want grandbabies. Wow. I'm like, I got 2 younger sisters. They spit out 4 for you. Like, it's fine.
Spit out! Wow. Yeah. Oh,
my sister's over.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, it is what it is. Human relationships are very...
Oh, my God. I'm glad she's not on a mic.
It's filthy. Off camera, it's very filthy. Off camera,
horrible.
filthy.
That was my baby sister who said that.
Yeah, boy. You're all grown up now, Whitney. Human relationships are horrible, right? They're a nightmare. You know, that's why when you find somebody that you really love...
like dogs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You find somebody you really love, you put a ring on it. Not because, you know, you want to commit to that. Well, because you want to commit to that person. But honestly, you go, look, I've been through a sea of nightmares. I finally found someone who I can stand for a couple of minutes. I'm going to lock that down because maybe it won't come back again. Maybe it's a cynical view of marriage, but I'm just horrified of being locked into just a terrible nightmare relationship, which I often am. So... I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, look, you're lucky. You found somebody, right, that you like and who shares his seed only with you. That's a huge plus, right? Good for you.
Some assumptions there.
Oh, you're right. I didn't mean to. I'm assuming it's just, you know, it's all yours.
Yep. Assume away.
We have questions.
Oh, yes. Bring the questions on.
Okay, so Lauren Lawley wants to know, when will you be posting new Jordan Hates videos?
Oh. We've been talking about that.
Yeah.
So I actually kickstarted Jordan Hates again, which I'm really excited about, you know, because it gives me an opportunity to really put my meanest foot forward, you know.
Yeah.
So I started...
You've been pleasant for too long now.
Much too long.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that side of me.
I don't mind it. I find the hateful side of you more entertaining, though.
I appreciate it.
Overall.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You bastard. So I've decided to do new episodes of Jordan Hates, and there's some in the pipeline, so I'm going to be kicking them out in March. It's going to be fun.
Okay.
It's going to be nice. I'm bringing old characters back. Some characters a lot of people have been asking to see again, and so there's some pretty cool surprises and stuff that I'm doing. And I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be good.
Are you bringing Captain Quint back?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We did
Mark Atkinson, co-host of this show.
We did a Jaws parody, and Mark Atkinson played a Captain Quint-like character named Captain Shaw. Even though IMDb says that I pirated that character directly from, what's his name? Whatever. It's a pending lawsuit. I'm not supposed to talk about it. It's not even worth mentioning here, or prudent.
At this juncture.
Yeah, at this juncture, yeah. But I'm pretty excited. So, hope to kick Jordan Hates out. Working on another season of Jordan Loves. And, of course, You Are Gonna Die Alone, which I'm very excited about. Because, it's nice. It gives my co-host and I an opportunity to just be us.
Yeah. Is there a particular episode that you're really excited about as far as your couples that are coming up soon?
I know one, but we can't talk about it. Teresa, you got another question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you prefer physical comedy or dry sarcasm?
Ooh.
Dry sarcasm, but only because I'm very lazy. Physical comedy would take a lot out of me, you know what I mean? I can't run and jump, you know what I mean? So I got to say something snarky and then hope that people are like, that'll do it. Otherwise, when I was a kid, I loved physical comedy, because I could.
Well,
now,
you've lost all this weight. Maybe you've got the energy for it now.
The weight is gone, but the laziness persists, So I could try it, but I won't. I won't.
It's good to know your limits.
Yeah, well, I just got to be honest with myself.
All right.
Got another one?
Does Jordan enjoy mentoring younger filmmakers?
I do enjoy mentoring younger. In fact, so a lot of my crew, actually high school students that are very talented at film and stuff. And so you guys all know Aiden Keltner, that guy. Anyway, so he was 15.
We were talking about butchering names.
Yeah, well, yeah. So what's he going to do? He's in high school. Is he going to sue me?
It's a thing. I'm just saying, it's a thing. I've been butchering names on this show for 6 years.
Yeah, I noticed.
Not just yours.
Oh, good. Well, it's not just
It's a regular thing.
Yeah. Okay, well, then to hell with all of us, right?
Yeah. Fuck you all.
So Aiden came on as a production assistant, but, when he was 15, he's 16 now. But he edited a lot of the Jordan Loves episodes, and he did an excellent job, He's very talented. I mean, I don't know how much he's learning from me, but I'd love to get him. I love giving him an opportunity to work on my set, and his professionalism is excellent. And a lot of, Oscar Perez and Micah Moore, they're high school kids that are excellent at film. And so they come and work with me and, they're great. It's not even about cheap labor because I try to pay him a little bit, a little bit of beer under the table.
They're in high school, Jordan. You shouldn't say that.
Or money.
This is live.
It is? But we can edit that out, right?
No. Hopefully their mom and dad aren't watching.
Hypothetically, I meant. What?
Beer-like drinks. Fuzzy drinks.
Anyway, whatever. I'm a mentor. If they got to be driven to A, I will drive. Because I care. They're the good kids, like the party. I like that.
Jordan, the cause and solution of all these kids' problems.
Teresa's got more.
Oh.
There's more. Okay, so what was his most memorable or favorite of Jordan Hates episode?
Of Jordan Hates?
Yes, Jordan Hates. See, nobody wants
your favorite.
Teresa's over there commenting on the side. Nobody wants to know about Loves.
I don't get political often, right? But I said, if I'm going to get political, I got to bash everybody. So just before the election, I did an episode of Jordan Hates called America's Fucked. And I crapped on both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. It was the funnest to write. It was fun to shoot. And as far as the audience, well, they didn't see it because, nobody tuned in. It's my favorite, and no one will ever know because nobody saw the goddamn thing. It's the ones you put the most work into. Meanwhile, you just fart other ones out, and they're like, hey, good work. That was my favorite.
But they can go back and watch it now.
I mean, they won't, but they can. It's called America's Fucked.
I would have thought the one shot would have been your favorite.
That one shot was great. Let me tell you something. So I shot a one-shot Jordan Hates episode with Dave and his whole crew. and it was an homage to the one shot in Goodfellas. Dave played Paulie. Let me tell you something. Nobody loves that one more than my father. This is a very true story. I go to my parents' house today. My father's in a red robe, just like you wore.
Yeah.
And I go up to my dad, and he goes, I'm going to turn my back on you now. Which is exactly Dave's lines. He loves you. And he always tells me, why don't you work with that guy more? I haven't been doing an episode in a while. But it was a great one-shot. It was shot by Brian Keith Davis, and it was fantastic. You were Paulie. You were very, very good. We came from the outside of the hotel, through the lobby, through the kitchen, to the outside, into the theater. It was a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was shot on an iPhone.
Yeah, on an iPhone. And it looked better than most of my films. That's what I'm telling you. I'm a hack. I'm a hack, man. But that was a good one. So that was a good one.
Do we have another? Teresa's got a look on her face. She's like, there's more.
Oh, no.
Why is Jordan's sibling so handsome?
I can't even begin to imagine who asked that question, but it's erroneous. And he is not. Next question.
Actually, right now, everybody's just commenting.
Okay.
What are some of the comments?
Yeah, what are the comments?
Well, a shout out to Oscar Perez and Micah Moore. I guess Jordan was missing out some shout outs. So.
Yeah.
There's no beer on Jordan Loves.
Is that Allie? Did Allie
It
say
has
that?
to be
Yeah,
Allie.
there's no beer on Jordan
beer on
Loves.
Jordan Loves.
Brian also said, why not the one shot?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
it got talked about.
Yeah, it got talked about. It's a great episode. Thank you, Brian.
They said they're all just commenting.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, thank you so much for being the guinea pig on our first live stream here.
Happy to do it.
Here in Voice and Video. Bill generously giving us some studio space to operate out of. This is the beginning of what is hopefully a long list of interviews that we'll be doing here over the next year. And gosh, I can't wait till you and I get to work again.
It's going to be fun.
Not just on the AV stuff, but we need to shoot something again.
Well, while we were out, Dave and I started planning. I'm not allowed to talk about it, but we started planning. We're going to parody a very famous scene that is going to be hilarious from a certain hilarious film called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And it is going to be absolutely beautiful. I've always wanted to do it, and Dave is, I can't do it with anybody but Dave. It's going to be good. So stay tuned. Dave's coming back to Jordan Hates, not just because he's good, because my dad demands it. It's going to be good. Hey, by the way, thanks for having me back on the show,
No,
it's been so long. But
I can only keep my back turned to you for so long.
I hear it, man. I look forward to coming back on your show in another 2 years. This is going to be good. So thanks for having me.
That's awesome. So thank you all for joining us. We have 2 more live streams coming this afternoon. The next one will be as quickly as we can turn around and get going again because we are so far behind schedule, and our guests are being very, very kind and not tearing us apart.
Get ready.
You got to go out and keep the co-host entertained.
I'm taking Kristen out tonight because she was upset that she wasn't invited to be on the podcast. But I explained to her, it's not personal. You just don't like her, which I get it. Look, I'm not a huge fan of her either. You know what I mean? She's a huge wet towel and a real big pain in the ass.
Wait. Not a wet towel. It's a wet blanket.
What are you saying now?
It's a wet blanket.
You're making sounds that are coming out of your mouth.
So, Facebook, can you guys tell me? Just shout out if you refer to it as a wet blanket versus a wet towel, because apparently this is a Midwest versus West Coast thing. So
no.
I
think I don't know the graphics.
We're back. Okay. It's wet towel. It's called a wet towel. When someone's a pain in the ass, it's a wet towel, right?
No. Okay. So I want to get some opinions from the people on Facebook.
Okay.
Wet towel versus wet blanket.
You got your opinion right here.
The Midwest folks in this room, anyway. Wet blanket. And it's like everyone on the West Coast, wet towel.
Wet blanket.
Who's
Steve Schwartz?
Thank you, Steve.
Brian
Thank you.
Wet towel.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Look, be the deal breaker here.
more.
What's the? This, by the way, is an irreconcilable difference because if we can't get
San Diego kids, wet blanket.
Wet blanket. Thank you. We come from a desert community. Wait a minute. No, wait.
Wait, you just agreed with me. You just agreed with me. He said wet blanket, and he's from San Diego.
I'm from San Diego.
You were born and raised
I always
here?
heard wet blanket, yeah.
That can't be true.
William Wall,
because
just
otherwise
the tiebreaker.
I've been living a lie, and I can't live with that.
You've been living a lie, sir.
I think either way is fine. Thank you all for joining us on the IntelleXual Podcast with Jordan of Jordan Hates, Jordan Loves, and You're Gonna Die Alone.
I guess.
Jordan Hates can be found on YouTube. Jordan Loves can be found on the KPBS website. And the You Are Gonna Die Alone podcast can be found anywhere where you consume podcasts. And since this is originally a podcast show, you should know where the hell to find them. Until next time, which is going to be like 10 minutes from now, I'm Dave Dawson.
I'm Whitney Wegman.
I was Jordan Jacobo.
And we're out. Thank you. Graphic, please.
Hello there, citizens. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the floaty that will not flush no matter how many times you try in the toilet bowl of crime. I am Darkwing Duck, telling you please, talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. Whatever the heck that means. After all, you are watching IntelleXual Podcast with your ears.